Hey warrior princesses, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a yellow eyeliner look. I picked up this bad boy from Ulta the other day. It's the NYX Vivid Brights in Vivid Halo, and I thought it'd be really fun to incorporate this in a makeup look, and this is what I came up with. A smoky dark underline and a very vivid bright upper line, and then I have this like nudie purple lip. I thought was really pretty. Kind of wearable, not too over the top, but you know, definitely something funky and fun. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this, just continue watching.
Hey guys, so I have already put on my foundation and my eyebrows, and I set my eyes with this translucent powder. I did put primer on. I used the Wet n Wild primer. So I am just going to take this Morphe brush, and I'm using the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay collaboration palette, and I'm taking this very neutral gray shade in this palette. It's the second row right there, and I'm using that to carve out my crease a little bit, using that as a transition shade. And you'll see me dip into this color and go in, and dip into this color and go into my crease, just to really carve it out. I want this to be defined but smoky. Just doing that on both sides of my eyes. Kind of get a better view of what I'm using this brush to, or how I'm using this brush to carve out that crease in this shot. So I added this in. Next, I am taking this deeper charcoal color on a more defined pointed brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm using it to really define that outer V and that crease. So like I said, I want this to be defined but smoky. And I take a little bit of product at first, and I slowly build that up to my desired look. Like I said, just going into this a little bit at a time and really building it up to what I'm looking for. Alright, and then I'm taking this Morphe brush with no product on it, and I'm just using that to buff out this charcoal gray color, just to give it that smokiness that, as I said, I want these eyes to be very defined but smoky. It's not a difficult eye to do, but I really want the yellow eyeliner that I'm going to use to stand out. So I'm using a lot of neutral shades. So I'm going back into the Urban Decay palette, and I'm taking that neutral color, and I'm using that to just buff out those lines and really diffuse the sharpness of that charcoal color. And using dark shades like this, it really takes time and patience to get what you're looking for. These aren't pop on the lid and go colors. You really have to work with them and take your time to buff them out. Next, I'm taking this flat shader brush, and using that Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, I'm taking this skin toned color, and I'm just popping that on my inner corner. I wanted this to be matte. So I'm using all matte shades, and that matte cream just kind of brings a little bit of light back into the center of my eyeball, where all of that charcoals and grays kind of take away some of that light. And then I'm just going to take that brush again with no additional powder on it, and I'm just going to diffuse the outer edges. And here comes the star of the show. This is the NYX Vivid Eyeliner in Yellow Halo. I think it was Halo Yellow. And I'm just gonna carve out my eyeliner with this. Carve out like a turkey. Oh god. I'm just gonna use this to make my eyeliner. And I'm just wanted to show you in real time. I'm just taking this in long, slow strokes, because this color can be difficult. It's not the best foamy in the world. It is very vibrant, but it gets everywhere. As you can see on my other eye, it's kind of all over my eyelashes. So I have to be very careful with it. But if you just take your time and use long strokes, you can get the desired effect. So just go in, swipe, take a step back, take a look at my work, go in again. Okay, before I finish up the eyes, I'm going to go into my face. I'm using this Better Skin Concealer to conceal my under eyes and hide all of my blemishes. Take this on my nose, on my forehead, on my chin, around my nose. Anywhere that I have any sort of redness is where I put this. I have a lot of redness around my nose and around my mouth. And then I'm taking this Morphe concealer brush just to buff out that concealer. As per usual, you've seen me do this a trillion million times before. Well, probably about 7, because that's how many videos I have on my channel. But you get my point. And then I'm just going to set all of that with my RC Made No Color Powder and this Wet n Wild powder brush. I love these Wet n Wild brushes. They're amazing. But I just dust that powder all over my face and all over my under eye, and anywhere I put that concealer. And this is very exciting. This is the Benefit Cheekathon palette, and I love this palette. I'm so excited to have this. Ugh, it's so good. I'm just going to go into the Hoola bronzer. And I'm actually going to take the brush that came with this palette and use that to carve out my cheekbones. And I think you know, because I've said it another trillion billion times, that my curves for my cheeks go upwards more than outwards. Less towards my ears and more just around the side of my face. This just gives me a sharper cheek, and it's what I like. So, that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just contouring my forehead. And then I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics Duo Fiber Brush and just kind of diffuse that contour a little bit, because I don't want this to be too contoured. I'm just taking that same bronzer, the Lagoon bronzer, and just buffing that into the areas that I put that more contoured look. And then I'm taking the blush in Coralista, and I'm putting that all over my cheeks from that same palette. I'm just using a Real Techniques blush brush to do that. Alrighty, and back into the eye. So I'm going to take this pointed Morphe brush, and I'm going to go into that neutral gray toned shade, and I'm just going to buff that all in my under eye area on both sides.
This warehouse, enemy barks suck, and then I followed up with everything sucks.
And then I'm going to take my Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm just going to draw on my bottom line. Really wanted this to be dark and smoky and interesting, kind of like an Egyptian eye. I don't know. That's kind of what I think of when I look at this. But just I drew a line out to the side, and then just kind of came about 3/4 of the way in with this liner, and I did that on both sides. You can just take your time with this, because, you know, doing liquid liner on the bottom lash line can get tricky and can get everywhere. So just take your time and get it. And then I didn't show you, but I took the black shade from that Gwen Stefani palette, and I just used this to diffuse that bottom lash line. I didn't go up towards the wing, but I did do it on my under eye, my bottom lash line. And now I'm going in with mascara. This is L'Oreal's Last Sensational, and I'm just using that to make me look a little less crazy. So right now it kind of looks insane, but with mascara this all comes together, and it's really cute. And I really, really like how this turned out. But be careful of the liner getting on your eyelashes, because that was difficult to manage. So now I'm going in with my favorite part. This is a BH Cosmetics highlighter brush and the Physicians Formula highlighter in Miami Strip. And I'm just taking those top couple of shades, and I'm going to highlight this face up. I'm going to be beaming for the stars. Highlighter is so pretty, and it works for so many different skin tones because it goes from light to dark, and I love that. And just take it on the tops of my cheekbones or on my eyes. Everyone want to be glowy and highlighty. You can never glow too much. I'm sorry, Andrew was helping me film this, so he's in the background here, but I'm just taking this ColourPop Lippy pencil in, I believe this is Aquarius because my Lumiere one was dead. Not like dead, I just couldn't find the sharpener, so I just used Aquarius, and now I'm going in with ColourPop Lumiere, that Kathleen Lights collaboration. I thought it would pair really pretty with this yellow eyeliner look, this like mauve purple tone. Kind of a neutral lip, but still gives you that purple and yellow look.
And that is the finished look. So if you like this, please like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Later.